Bom, epá, vamos ver isto na mesma e depois jogamos um bocadinho Pokémon TCG, também não é uma coisa triste. Bem, eu quis-vos trazer este vídeo porque achei bem da fixe, mano, que isto é um gajo que faz Jiu Jitsu, ok? Tem um canal de BBG, aliás, de BGG, desculpem. E o gajo trouxe um bacano, que é um gajo que tem um canal de Karaté, porque este bacano, que é o gajo que tem um canal de Karaté, está sempre tipo, a dar hate, tipo, é mais clickbait, o gajo não dá hate ao Jiu-Jitsu, mas tipo, mas vai lá a brincar com eles, tipo, está sempre a picá-los. E então o gajo convidou-o para irem tipo, fazer um sparringzinho tipo, no dojo deles.
Fight one of BJJ's biggest haters since he's been talking so much smack about jiu-jitsu lately. Jesse Enkamp, aka the Karate Nerd, is one of YouTube's biggest martial artists, and he recently posted 2 viral controversial videos trying to expose sport BJJ as unrealistic.
Everyone thinks BJJ is the world's most martial art.
Today, I'm entering a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament to prove that it doesn't work.
So I thought it was only right that I dojo storm Jesse to prove otherwise, in a series of 4 challenges, where first, we'll be on a hardwood floor, and we can both punch and kick. Second, on a mat, but I can only use my jiu-jitsu. Third, again on a mat, but we both have to use jiu-jitsu. And then finally, a mystery round. Although I've never tested my jiu-jitsu against an experienced striker, I do have my favorite submission up my sleeve. So let's see if I flew halfway across the world to get revenge or just to prove him right. Either way, I'm gonna have a little...
Please, let me join your guild.
O gajo foi campeonato de Jiu-Jitsu para provar que aquilo não fazia sentido.
I think the message is different.
I finally arrived in Stockholm after 20 grueling hours of travel, fueled by a ridiculous level of commitment to a mission that literally nobody requested, but I'll do whatever it takes. I'm headed over shortly to meet Jesse for the first time, who's a pretty dangerous guy. He also trains with his brother Oliver, a professional MMA fighter, but first I have to travel yet another hour by train.
Não sabia que o irmão do Jesse era um gajo de MMA. Por acaso não fazia ideia, mano. Eles são suecos.
Standing outside of Jesse Enkamp's dojo. I don't know if he's in here yet. I came here really early. It's almost time to dojo storm.
Obrigado, Tami, obrigado pelos 21 meses, meu. Thanks, man, obrigadíssimo. A nossa lenda sueca vem em janeiro. Não sei, Pina, não se fala muito sobre isso. O último vídeo dele de quem, Nelson? Do Jesse ou deste gajo? Obrigado, pá, obrigadíssimo, Tami, obrigado pelo sub. De quem, Nelson? What happened to BJJ? Do Jesse, eu já vi esse, eu já vi. Foi por causa disso que este gajo fez este vídeo.
Well. If it isn't Josh B.
How'd you know I was coming?
Dude, you literally posted online that you were gonna dojo storm me today.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Look, if I had a penny for every butthurt butt scooter that showed up at my doorstep, I would be...
Let me guess, you'd be a millionaire?
I was gonna say I would be able to afford a sign that says no guard pullers welcome.
Well, I'm here now.
I guess so. All right, come on in. Let's do this.
Isto é o PewDiePie das artes marciais.
I entered Jesse's lair, which was way bigger than I imagined, with 2 floors hosting multiple training areas. He led me first into the karate practice floor, which didn't even have any mats.
All right, so before we fight, I would just like to show you what you're up against.
Não tem metros porque os tatamis estão aqui, meu. O tatami está todo aqui. Isto por acaso é uma sala incrível, foda-se, está espetacular. Isto é o tatami, ele deve montar isto eventualmente. Pois, exato. Isto é o tatami que nós temos
push it against the floor, right there.
Ultimate Self-Defense Championship, ok, temos que ver isso.
That should be good. Watch your fingers.
What the fuck? But there's no striking in BJJ.
Well, we're not doing BJJ. This is karate. In fact, I brought you some gloves. All right, so since we're in Sweden, I got you these gloves.
Red Fox, porque cada um
That's
tem
a
esse. Man,
Swedish
isto,
fight.
também tens de perceber, Red Fox, tens de perceber que isto também é uma cena muito para a frente, né? Este gajo é youtuber, ganha bué-guito com isto também, possivelmente. Isto é uma cena muito encenada também, mano. Isto não é assim que o gajo dá aulas, de certeza. Mas pronto, pá, assim, isto varia de 2 para
The
2.
world's greatest karate glove from Seijin International. Link in the video description. 5 minutes warm-up.
Isto é muito encenado, percebes? Como é que é, Eduardo?
I began warming up and immediately realized I would not want to risk going to the ground on such a hard surface. I thought maybe I could hold him against a wall, but then I realized they were covered in mirrors and I didn't want to risk glass breaking either. At this point, running wasn't an option, so I'd have to reach into my past and pull out some of my striking.
Oh meu Deus. Vai correr bem, portanto. Mas os gajos no
We had 1
jiu-jitsu
minute
não
on the
batem.
clock, and now it was time. I realized instantly that Jesse is a lot bigger than he looks in his videos, and even though his strikes were quick, he was hitting me a lot harder than I assumed he would, so I knew I'd have to
E eles
keep
estão
up
a
the
treinar mesmo
intensity,
tranquilamente.
protect
Isto é um
myself.
sparring
But
normal.
my glove kept coming off. I hadn't sparred
Sim,
with
o hater do jiu-jitsu é o gajo de branco. Ele não é hater do jiu-jitsu, mas pronto, eles usam isso para fins comerciais.
striking in probably a couple years, and he kicked me in my injured finger, so I was doing everything I could to hold it together and block his strikes while getting in as many of my strikes as possible. Maybe I could still wrap him up in a bear hug and risk
Sim, mas
falling to
vocês
the
não começam no
ground,
chão,
but
né?
hindsight is 2020.
Tem que
My
mandar
glove
o gajo
fell
ao
off
chão de alguma
again, but
maneira.
I was going to keep pushing forward against Jesse's relentless barrage of strikes. He kept throwing side kicks, which I wasn't used to dealing with, but I started getting into the flow and feeling more comfortable throwing my own strikes. And just when time was about to run out, I accidentally hit him with a low blow.
Nice.
Sorry.
That was my plan the whole time, just to kick him in the nuts.
Dude, are you okay?
Yeah, but that was not jiu-jitsu. That was like Thai boxing or something. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I used to do Muay Thai.
Why are you not using your Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Well, I just didn't think it would be effective if we're not on a mat.
But we have mats.
Oh.
You know what? Follow me.
From a striking perspective, Jesse definitely won that round, and the fact that I didn't even want to use my jiu-jitsu definitely was not helping my case. But we still had 3 rounds to go. For the second 1-minute round, I would now use just my jiu-jitsu against Jesse's karate.
Okay.
And since we had mats now, I thought maybe this could work in my favor.
Não sei.
In jiu-jitsu, we don't need protection.
No. We're on my turf. This is a slap bump.
I'm bowing.
My goal here was simple. I wanted to block Jesse's strikes and continue moving into him in order to crowd the space and try to wrap my arms around him to take
vai
him
resultar
down.
muito
But
bem.
he made this difficult by pushing me away, and then he started throwing knees. I tried to throw him with a sumigaeshi, but my timing was completely thrown off since I was thinking about his strikes. I had essentially pulled guard and was getting pummeled in the head, so I had to try to stand up. When out of nowhere, he hit me with an Asoto Gari. Little did I know, very similar to
Fudidíssimo. Tipo, isto é o problema. É que
Judo. This is
isto
actually
é karaté.
part of the karate throwing techniques. I turned back to face him, but
Projeções
this just
e
opened me up to
rasteiras
a
e-
barrage of punches to
Isto
the
é uma
head
coisa
since I was
normalíssima.
using my hands to sweep him instead of blocking my face. Finally, I managed to get him down, but he sprung right back up as I shot in again to take him down, but ended up just in another body lock. His strikes were super distracting and making it difficult for
E
me
ele
to
até
set
está a dar
anything up.
depois. Isto é mesmo sparring. Eles não estão a bater com força.
Finally, I decided to drop down for a double leg takedown, but he was doing a nice job sprawling, and he started to give the timeout signal since the round was over, but Oliver behind the camera didn't stop it, so I circled to the back and hit a Tanya Toshi to take him to the ground. Now that we were in my territory, I could take my time and pin him while I looked to isolate an arm so that I could submit him. But I pulled back and asked Oliver about the time.
How are we on time, Oliver? I think you should keep going. Huh? I think you should keep going until you get a submission. That's what BJJ is for. It's for tiring you out, and now he can submit you.
But this is just 1 minute!
Isto é o gajo da MMA?
It doesn't have any time limits, real fighting. So I think this is great when you have like a time span, 1 minute. Your thing looks better, but this is the thing with BJJ, you wear people out and then you can submit them.
Yeah.
And this is what you did. You took a lot of beating now. Now you got him down, so now you should win.
I thought we were doing 1 minute, and you just keep going. Why? Because I'm dead.
Well, I think BJJ kind of takes a while sometimes, especially going up against a skilled fighter like you. I was eventually able to get you down to the ground.
Yeah.
But you did have some good strikes in there.
The thing is, those strikes, I'm gassing out. And that's why eventually you will take me down unless I have extremely good stamina. Which I don't, because I'm not a real fighter.
But you were also pulling some of your strikes. Some of those knees probably could have broke my ribs.
Yeah.
Sim, se fosse dado com intenção, nunca na puta da vida chegava a este tempo, não é? Tipo, quer dizer, se aqueles socos na cabeça tivessem sido dados com força, o gajo já tinha ficado ali. Tipo, isto nunca chegava a metê-lo no chão sequer.
So just the weight of my leg does more damage.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the result of this one is inconclusive.
Yeah.
I think we should do some more then.
You know what? I would like to try Jiu Jitsu against you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Vai ser giro isto.
Since Josh is wearing a black uniform, I decided to wear a black one too, because apparently that's what you do in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Por acaso nunca percebi esta
Here we
cena.
go.
Alright, this time we're actually slap bumping.
Okay, how does that work? 1, 2, that's it?
Yep.
Okay, alright. Alright, ready.
Ready?
Jesse's pretending like he doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu, but he actually managed to submit his opponent in his recent video where he entered a jiu-jitsu tournament to prove it doesn't work. So I knew I wasn't up against a complete newbie. I was running out of chances to win these rounds, and I didn't want to leave here without executing my favorite submission, but Jesse isn't going to make it easy on me. Even though I've done around 80 of these in competition, Jesse has extremely good balance, awareness of danger, and he's a lot bigger than me. So all of these factors were making it difficult for me to capture both of his legs so that I could set him down on a hip.
Ter equilíbrio também é bem importante.
Time was running out and I tried my best to capture his secondary pant leg, and finally I managed to get him down on the ground. I pulled his hand off my lapel, cranked on the ankle, and got the tap.
So, I don't know if you knew this already, Jesse, but the ankle lock is my favorite move in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I even have a tattoo of one.
What? Is a lock on your ankle.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
This is why I came all the way to Stockholm, just so I could try to ankle lock Jesse.
You caught me. Look, I was trying to be on top of you.
Yeah.
Because I know that would be my advantage as a bigger guy. Then I felt like this is getting boring. We're making some content here. It should be a little bit exciting, right? So I tried to go for something, and you immediately caught me with that ankle lock you had been working on for like a minute. And I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, ele estava ali a tentar agarrar.
Yeah. I actually got worried for a second because he started trying to choke me, and then I remembered back to your video.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I know. Yeah, but I didn't get it.
That was good. Luckily, we were able to accomplish something in a minute. I thought we were just going to be on the ground rolling around for a minute, but we both tried some stuff. I had fun.
Well, thank you for not killing me immediately. At least you gave me a minute.
Imagina, ele é roxo, tipo, eu não sei, ele tem canal de jiu-jitsu, bro, tipo.
Before you eat it, right?
É pequeno.
It was actually very difficult. You're talking about size and weight. I think that's a huge advantage in jiu-jitsu. People underplay that a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was, and with your martial arts background, you have such a good base and balance that it was hard to sweep you. Anytime I tried to move you, you would just stand upright.
But that's why karate has all these deep, stable stances. Because at least traditional karate is all about stability to generate power, right?
Verdade.
And some of that transfers also to the ground, even though I don't know anything about the positions.
Eu nem sei qual é que é o estilo do Jesse, mas presumo que seja Shotokan.
I can apply the same principles.
Right, which is very clear in what we just saw.
Let me just cut you off right now, because now let's try to switch the roles. You do karate, and I do jiu-jitsu. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
Wait, I do the fist bump slap?
Not this time.
Okay, all right. Ready? Okay.
I started off in a super wide karate stance, but Jesse immediately bulldozed his way in. But I wasn't going to let him take me down that easy. I sprawled, created distance, and held him while I threw some strikes at his head. But he immediately shot back in. He was relentless. I was not expecting to have to block so many shots. I decided to throw some side kicks like I think karate people do, and my spazziness kept him at bay, until he shot in again. I thought I was safe when suddenly he threw me with a Sumi Gaeshi, and right when I got up, he did it again.
Pimba.
I was seeing his videos. I know that's your favorite throw.
And then in a last-ditch attempt to submit me before the round was over, he fell back on an ankle lock.
Good job. It was so scary with those side kicks.
Yeah.
Because I want to take you down, but I don't want to get kicked in the face.
It's scary for me equally though, because I feel like with this bladed stance, I'm just giving you my leg.
Yeah.
Remind me that I need to get some karate training.
Olha, não sei se o Nelson ainda aí está, mas isto é um bocado aquilo que o Sensei estava a dizer na última aula, que é que normalmente quando tentas fazer estes pontapés não podes deixar lá o pé. Tem que ser de snap, senão ficas preso ali. O gajo agarrou-lhe logo a perna, que se ficas ali muito tempo a querer deixar lá o pé, esquece, o gajo varre-te logo.
Wait, but you do BJJ. My bad.
I think for all martial arts, there's an appropriate context and usage, which was shown here. Now that we'd fought it out, I wanted to sit down and have a discussion with Jesse about his videos.
So, I'm a huge fan, but I do have to ask you, why have you been giving Jiu Jitsu so much shit lately?
Have I though? I mean, at the surface level, maybe it seems like that. And the reason is because I've discovered that a lot of people who are tribal, who like to belong to a specific subgroup, are very sensitive to certain topics, especially when it comes to criticism about what they do. It's like a religion, like my God is right, your God is wrong, something like that. Which means that a lot of people click video.
Eu diria 6 anos, Spirit. Nossa, Comba, desculpa, não é Spirit, é Srip. Pá, aí 6 anos, mano. A partir dos 6 anos, acho eu. Tipo, antes disso é um bocado contraproducente.
Whenever I package them like that. But if you look beneath the surface, I think the message is different. What do you think?
I think I actually agree with you. I did see some comments calling your videos rage bait, but then once I watched the video, I do see like a deeper message. You're packaging it up in a way that presents it so that people actually ask that question. But in your videos, I feel like you're being honest and just presenting the topic for what it is. I think you're right. If I, as a jiu-jitsu practitioner, look at a video called Exposing BJJ, then I have like this gut reaction to it. I'm like, no, this is just like a stupid, this guy does karate, he doesn't even grapple. Like, and now he's making this stupid video saying that BJJ doesn't work, but you're missing the point.
And because the fun...
Queres que eu te diga uma coisa? Ninguém que pratica artes marciais quer muito saber disso. Vou-te ser honesto. Tipo, as pessoas não querem saber disso, pá. Não do que é a arte marcial superior. Ninguém quer saber. Isso são conceitos idiotas para quem pratica artes marciais, pelo menos.
Because there's so much karate that doesn't work. If you're just being honest
with
what you do and don't like identify your whole personality and life around it, I think people get too attached to what they do. Because I mean, you're a human being, not a human doing, right? You can do many things, and you can switch and do something else if you want to. So you are not what you do. I think that separation is important.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you tie your identity to something that could be temporary, then what do you do when you lose that thing?
Exactly. And a lot of people who start a martial art, they haven't researched every martial art on the planet before deciding and coming to a logical conclusion that this is the perfect and best martial art. Usually they just end up at the school or the gym that was just closest to their home. So it's by luck or chance that they're practicing one thing. What are the odds that it's going to be the best and perfect martial art for you? I don't know.
E a cena é, man, olha, a melhor arte marcial é aquela que fizer mais sentido para vocês. Ponto final. Que é, man, adapta-se àquilo que vocês querem fazer, meu. Eu pessoalmente não tenho grande interesse em estar a fazer cenas destas de estar no chão a rebolar com um gajo. Tipo, não é isso que me interessa muito. Portanto, não... Pá, percebo perfeitamente e compreendo quem faz jiu-jitsu. Eu, pessoalmente, não é uma cena que me vejo a fazer. Pronto. Tipo, ou seja, a melhor arte marcial é que, é que se adapta melhor a vocês.
Right.
Ou vocês que se adaptam melhor a ela, neste caso.
Bond with the martial art
Yes.
practice, right? Especially if it's the very first martial art that you encounter.
Exactly, because you're pushing yourself to the limits, hopefully, with like-minded people. And it becomes more than just a
Eu faço
sport.
mais pela atividade física do que propriamente por aprender a lutar, que isso não é uma coisa que resulte na rua.
And then people like yourself, you've done so many different martial arts. So I could see now how you have a different perspective compared to having only done one martial art.
Yeah, but the way I view it, and I'm known as the karate nerd because, you know, that's my passion. That's what I started with.
Claro.
We're in my family's dojo. Like, my parents taught me since I was a kid.
Isso é incrível.
But when I started traveling and learning about different styles of karate and stuff, I realized that it's like a mountain, and there are many paths up to the top of the mountain.
Brutal. Isto é uma noção bué japonesa das merdas.
The thing is that we all start, like, every path is very far from, you know, the other paths.
Olá, sou o Tim e sou membro UP desde 2020. O UP monitoriza tudo, desde diferentes métricas de saúde.
The bottom of the mountain. But at the top, they all come
Depende das
together.
semanas.
They become
cheguei a fazer
closer and closer together because it's all the same ultimately. It's all based on the human body, our inherent strengths and weaknesses. And there's only so many ways an arm can bend, right? No matter what label you put on it, no matter what you're wearing, no matter what terminology you like to use, the better you get at it, the more similar everything is.
Right. There's more similarities that bring all the martial arts together rather than there are differences.
Exactly. But if you're a lower or beginner practitioner, you won't see that because everything looks so different. And the cool thing is when you get to the top of that mountain, there's another mountain right there with a different martial art, a different path. And sometimes you have to climb that mountain to get perspective, to see your mountain in a new light.
Longe.
Otherwise you're like
Está longe.
Tunnel vision. That's very
Está longe de ser o máximo.
Now that you've done so many martial
Vocês dentro
arts,
do cinto negro têm vários dans. Eu sou o primeiro dan. Portanto, é o primeiro dos negros. Há 10, na teoria. Há 10 dans. Mas já é raro, são muito raras as pessoas que chegam a 10º. Tipo, acho que nem conheço. Aqui em Portugal, ninguém que seja 10º dan. O meu sensei é 7º. E na nossa associação temos uma pessoa que é 8º. Mas dentro das regras da GKA, depois isso passa lá, man. Quantos anos tenho de quê? De prática ou quantos anos é que eu tenho? De prática. É assim, eu fiz Karaté desde os 8 até aos 19, para aí, 18, 19, e depois voltei aos 29 e agora tenho 31. Portanto, anos totais de prática devo ter, pá, aí uns. Muitos. Tenho muitos. Mas pronto, mas penso subir mais, claro. Então, olha, o Nelson está aí no chat, eu e o Nelson treinamos juntos e estamos os dois na mesma graduação, fizemos os 2 exames juntos e possivelmente havemos de fazer os 2 exames juntos para a segunda. Portanto, subi bem rápido, nem por isso. Então, porra, eu demorei bué de anos a chegar a castanho. Subi rápido agora, quando voltei, mas isso também tem a ver com ser mais velho, não é? Quando sou mais velho, aprendo mais rápido. É normal. Nós passámos para primeiro dan este ano e dos 6 katas que eu tenho que saber para fazer exame para segundo dan, já sei o desenho de 5. E isto foi uma questão de meses. O Nelson até já deve saber o desenho de 6. Pronto, agora é treinar. Temos 3 anos para fazer exame. É treinar e fazer isso como deve de ser. Depois o comitê é a mesma coisa. O Kyun a mesma coisa. É isso. Não, eu prefiro competir em kata. Eu não adoro comitê. Mas pá, lá está. Não adoro, não é a minha cena. Tipo, faço quando tenho que fazer. Tive que fazer um exame e fiz. Olha aí contra o Nelson. Mas não é uma cena que eu adoro fazer, portanto não sei. Pá, não sei se eventualmente não vou gostar, tipo, ou se não me vejo a fazer comitê em campeonatos, mas não tenho muito essa cena. É rápido mesmo. Pá, chegas a negro, é rápido. Tipo, em adulto, tipo, tu se quiseres aprender como deve ser, é muito rápido mesmo. É mesmo muito, muito rápido. Tinhas 1 ou 2 quê? Katas? Para saber? Teddy. Espera lá, eu já vos falo sobre isso. Aliás, eles agora estão aqui a ter uma discussão.
The differences and all that kind of stuff. Do you think there is actually one complete martial art?
I would have to say the complete martial art is the one that fits every criteria that you're looking for when it comes to your needs, your goals, your vision.
Olha, obrigado, Jesse. É mesmo isso.
Approaching the martial arts.
Yeah.
So what's perfect for one person might not be perfect for another.
Yeah.
There are as many perfect martial arts as there are people.
So you mentioned that just like there's sport BJJ and...
Eu pessoalmente, é assim, vou ser honesto, eu pessoalmente via muito mais a fazer judo do que propriamente a fazer BJJ. Mas isto sou eu. Tipo, judo é japonês, tem os mesmos princípios do Karaté, é muito diferente do Karaté e eu acho que complementa bastante o Karaté. Mas é aquela cena, tipo, sou eu, percebem? Eu prefiro muito mais artes marciais japonesas do que propriamente outras artes marciais. Mas pronto, é por causa de tudo à volta. Claro que existem lutas tipo, sim, podemos fazer comitê. É que tudo começa, exatamente, sim. Até negro vocês tipo não... É uma cena, é a mesma aprendizagem. Depois a partir de cinturão negro é que vocês começam a saber as coisas. Sim, nós tipo, imaginem, eu vou-vos explicar. Nós para chegarmos a castanho, como é que eu vou-te explicar isto? Nós temos 6 katas até castanho, ok? Portanto, basicamente, isto pelo menos das regras da minha associação, não faço ideia como é que funciona nas outras. E não sei como é que funciona nos outros estilos. Mas em Shotokan, que é o estilo que eu faço, e na minha associação, nós temos 6 katas até cinto castanho, ok? Que são as chamadas ANs, que são as primeiras 5, que é Shodan, Nidan, Sandan, Yondan e Godan. São 5 katas. E depois temos a Teiki Shodan. A Teiki Shodan normalmente faz de exame de vermelho para castanho, ok? Em castanho, dentro de castanho, tem outros 6 antes de fazer exame para primeiro dan. Neste caso, para o cinto em que eu estou agora. Portanto, eu quando tive que fazer o exame para negro, tive que saber as 6 katas iniciais, mais as 6 de castanho. Que neste caso é a Basaidai, a Gion, a MP, a Angetsu, a Kankudai e a Tekinidan. Ok? São as 6 que nós temos que saber para fazer exame para primeiro dan. Em primeiro dan, para fazer exame de primeiro dan para segundo, na minha associação, temos que saber outras 6 katas. Não. Sim, Potter, atenção. Nós escolhemos um, mas temos que saber as outras, porque eles pedem-nos uma aleatória das outras. Ok? Portanto, eu no meu exame tive que fazer 3 katas. No meu exame para cinturão negro tive que fazer 3 katas. Tive que fazer o Kion de exame e o comitê livre. O livre e o Shobu e o Ju Ippon. Ok? Tive que fazer Ju Ippon, fiz com o Nelson, Ju Ippon e fiz com o Nelson comitê livre. Shobu Ippon. E tive que fazer 3 katas. Uma à escolha deles das iniciais, portanto das 6 iniciais que eu vos falei, uma à escolha do Conselho Técnico. Tive que fazer outra à escolha deles das de castanho e tive que fazer a minha Tokui, que foi aquela que eu escolhi. Ok? Pronto. Isto foi o meu exame para Dan. Depois, para segundo Dan, nós temos que saber as 6 de primeiro Dan, as 6 de castanho e já não nos pedem as 6 básicas. Portanto, pedem-vos só as 6, uma das 6 de castanho e acho que uma das 6 de... Aliás, não tenho a certeza que eles não vos peçam em anos, por acaso não me lembro, mas pronto. Mas pedem-vos uma das 6 de castanho e uma das 6 de primeiro dan. Quais é que são as 6 de primeiro dan? Que eu vos disse que sabia o desenho de 5 e falta-me uma ainda. É Basai Sho, pedem uma das anos, Nelson. Não sei, por acaso não me lembrava disso. Pronto, então pedem uma das anos. Têm que saber 18 katas. 18 katas. Para fazer exame para a segunda. Portanto, tem a Basai Sho, Kankusho, Jin, Meikyo, a Gankaku e a Teki Sandan. São as 6 que temos que saber para fazer exame para a segunda. Ok? E depois por aí fora, depois há outras que eu ainda não, pronto, faço mal. E depois uma das anteriores. Ok. Então não te pedem uma das outras de para segundo? Isso é estranho, bro. Não te pedem uma das outras de para segundo? É esquisito. Deviam pedir uma das outras. Então nós vamos saber 6 só porque sim. Porque somos espetaculares. Porque somos alunos do Sensei Alfredo. É por isso que fazemos as outras. Mas isso também é uma cena que treinas sempre. Claro que sim. O que fizemos... ok, mas para segundo dan. Para segundo dan o que é que eles pedem? Era isso que eu estava a tentar saber, porque não me lembro. Não me lembro o que é que a Sandra teve que fazer. Tipo, eu sei que eles para segundo dan pedem uma de castanho. Mas já não pedem em anos, acho eu. Pedem-te uma de castanho, uma das tuas de dan e pedem-te o teu tokui, certo? Faz sentido. Outra de primeiro e uma de castanho. Pronto, é isso. Então já não te pedem das 6 básicas. Ok, é isso. Era isso que eu estava a pensar. Mas não tinha a certeza. Ok. Isso já não pedem. Ok, sim senhor. Pronto, é isso amigos. Vamos jogar um bocadinho de Pokémon TCG. Está bem?